Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by Belly Up Sports Network. And today, for our main course, we're going to go into 5 possible third-round draft choices. And we'll get to that in just a minute. But let me bring in my main man, Curt, for some other stuff about today's show.
Hey, what up, Joe? Welcome to the show, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And today, we have Cooking with the Coaches, Anthony Lynn's press conference. We have some philosophies about the offense from the new offensive coordinator. Let's get this thing started
right now.
Let's go. Hey, welcome back to the show, people. Let's get into the 5 possible third-round picks. Jim, who do you have first?
First, we have Quincy Roche, and he is a outside linebacker, edge rusher type. He's 6'3", 243 pounds, a little light, 23 years old, transferred to Miami for the 2020 season after 3 years of playing for Temple. As a graduate transfer from Temple, Quincy Roche spent the 2020 season at Miami in 10 games with the Hurricanes. He had 45 tackles, 14 and a half for loss, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 3 recoveries. That's what I'm talking about.
That's some numbers right there, baby.
Previously with the Owls, he was during a 3-year stretch from 2017 to 2019. Roche totaled 137 tackles, 39 and a half for loss, 26 sacks, 7 pass deflections, 6 forced fumbles, 5 recoveries. Oh, wow. Holy Moses. He was a 3-star recruit out of Owings Mills.
That's Maryland.
Maryland, yeah. Roche is projected as a second-day first or second-round or early third-day pick in the NFL draft. Roche is an expansive pass rush skill set and is a good run defender, making him a balanced defender. He can contribute on every down in the right scheme. Roche has the ability to develop into a productive starter that knows how to attack the pocket. And his scheme fit as a 3-4 outside linebacker. Oof, I like this kid. I watched a little bit of highlight film on him. Now, saying that highlight film is not film, people. You got to watch game film and actually watch all of his plays to see what kind of player he actually is. Because, you know, we can focus on all the good plays and everyone looks wonderful, even us. But all right, who you got next with the complicated name series coming up here?
Okay, Aziz Jurale. Okay, that's how I say it. He's 20 years old from college. He's from the University of Georgia, a defensive end, outside linebacker. He's about the same size as the other guy, 6'3", 240 pounds for the red shirt sophomore. All right, Aziz aligns as an edge defender for the Bulldogs defense. He will align either in a 2-point or 3-point stance and has played on all 3 downs for their defense. He plays well with good active athleticism when out on the edge and demonstrates good quickness, effort, and body control. I need that body control. All right. In the passing game, he gets home with good effort and motor. He needs to improve and refine his overall technique as a pass rusher. Okay. All right. But show some flashes of athleticism that projects him to have success at the next level. Ideal role. Off the ball 4-3 outside linebacker. Okay, Aziz led the SEC in sacks in 2020 as he picked up 8.5 in just 10 games for the Bulldogs. He ended his college career with a bang, picking up 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and a safety in Georgia's 24-21 win over Cincinnati. Aziz won defensive MVP honors for his role in the win. Aziz doesn't have great size, but he's listed at 6'3", 240 pounds, like we said before, but was still a force for the Bulldogs, thanks in part for his quickness and agility. He was also a key reason why the Bulldogs had the nation's top run defense each of the last 2 seasons. Wow.
Kind of like this kid. He's got
like this kid too.
A little weight issue there, but I think he needs to bulk up just a little bit. But yeah, man,
at 20 though, he has so much room to grow. His body hasn't even matured yet.
Plus, he was at Georgia. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is a bigger school. It's better competition. And to do that, that's in a bowl game. That's really, really good.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
And we need those outside linebackers. We have very little speed at the outside linebacker position in Detroit.
Yes, we do. Absolutely. We need an overhaul in the linebacking core as far as I'm concerned.
Definitely a complete overhaul. Who you got next, my man?
I got Seth Williams. He's a wide receiver. He's 6'2", 224 pounds. He's a big, strong, physical receiver prospect with the physical traits and ball skills to line up at the X position in the NFL. He does a good job pressing. You know, I hate to say this, but I actually think we already have this guy. His name is Quintez Cephas. Anyway, he does a good job of pressing the stem vertically into the defensive back, and he shows surprising start quickness to create separation out of his breaks. This is particularly true on cornerback or curl routes, in which Williams is able to quickly stop and turn his back for the ball, usually creating a sizable cushion between him and the receiver. That's nice. He's a very good blocker. I like this part for wide receivers. He shows a complete willingness to engage with defenders and the strength to match up with nearly any defender, and is a dogged and competitive in sustaining his blocks. I like the kid, but I think we already have this guy. But that's just my opinion. Williams has starting upside and should be a contributor early in his career. However, he has some definite faults which needs to be coached up or schemed around if necessary. Teams will want to get Williams on the field early, however, to make use of his size, strength, ball skills, and short yardage and red zone situations. He has the ability to win contested catches, as well as a natural, powerful hands to secure the ball in traffic. Williams will also be an asset as a blocker in those situations as well. You know, I'm okay with this guy. He went to Auburn, but I'll give you some stats, but I just don't see us drafting this guy. I just don't. 2020 stats. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, Quintez Cephas is about the same size receiver. I mean, with the same skill sets.
Same skill sets to me. 2020 stats. He played in 11 games for Auburn. He had 47 receptions. He had 760 yards, 16.2 per catch, and 4 touchdowns. His career stats, he's had 33 games played, 132 receptions, 2,124 yards, 16.1 per catch, and 17 touchdowns. Not overwhelming to me. So I think we're just going to move on. Who do you got next?
Hassam Nasir-Eldin. So he's a safety or defensive back from Florida State, 6'3", 213-pound senior. He's listed as a corner / defensive back where he can play both the safety and corner positions. If you want chess pieces, okay, this is exactly what you get from Nassim. Was in high school, originally listed as an athlete from Concord, North Carolina. Hey, that's up the road for me.
There you go.
Nassim played in as many as 4 positions, lining up at wide receiver, tight end, linebacker, and safety. It's no surprise that Nassim was one of the most popular players in the 2017 class. By his senior season, Nassim was a 4-star prospect and the 197th prospect in the nation. He had offers from Alabama, Clemson, Florida, Georgia, Notre Dame, and Penn State. Nassim was the draw to Florida State's legacy of defensive development. He also capitalized on a chance to play with similarly built safety Derwin James. Derwin James is a pretty good safety, really good defensive back. The Florida State Seminoles wasted no time getting him on the field, surrounded by talent, and was still managed to play all 13 games as a true freshman. Now, that's pretty good. The Florida State safety logged a total of 29 tackles in his freshman year. In 2019, again, he played in every single game for the Seminoles, accumulating 91 tackles, 1 interceptions, 2 pass deflections, and an increased role on the defense. He was named the most improved player by Florida State for his improvement in the 2018 campaign. All right, so in 2019, he truly neared his potential on the college football stage. The safety became one of the premier defenders in the league, true junior, amassing 101 tackles, 1 sack, 2 interceptions, 3 pass defended, and 3 forced fumbles. He earned second-team All-ACC honors for his standout season. He would likely be named the 2020 overall watch list and had been for the before he had a devastating injury. Now, that's not what we want to see. Okay,
nope, that's not what we want to see.
That is not what we want to see. Okay, in the last game of the regular season, Nassim, Hassam, I'm sorry, tore his ACL attempting to adjust to a tackle. The injury sidelined him for the following season. Managed to return in November for 2 games against NC State and Duke. Managed to accrue 13 tackles and an interception and a pass deflection in those games. In a reassuring turn of events, he displayed shades of his previous playmaking ability, but still has more to prove ahead of the NFL draft. Okay, he's an excellent prospect. Nonetheless, he has some tremendous upside and versatility. He has a smooth and is instinctive, physical, and rangy. We can nitpick on his details about his game. And I think from what we're looking at from the prospects, he's a guy who can look at a day 2 lock. He has a good rangy abilities. And, for one medical note, he did come back from that devastating injury to play in the 2020 season.
That's good. I mean, we need these people to play, actually. And
yeah,
I am not for drafting injured players. I just have had it. I've seen it. I've seen the story over and over and over again. In
Detroit. But I will say
this guy would be great if he wasn't injured. Well, he is injured. That's why he's not great.
The only issue with him is that he did come back and play last year. Even though he only played in the last couple of games of the season, he was able to get back on the field. And in 2 games, having 13 tackles and an interception and a pass deflection, that's not bad for 2 games coming off of a torn ACL.
Yeah, all I got to do is give you some names: Austin Bryant, Javid Best. I could go on and on. I got what you're saying.
I'm not saying draft the guy. I'm not saying that we break that stigma. But here's my thing. He did come back and play, unlike some of the other guys that did not.
Well, and medical science has come a long ways. But my problem with a lot of this, Mikel Lashore, my problem with this stuff is that we always try to draft what the talent used to be rather than what the talent is.
That's true. I understand that.
If we look at all these players, that we have gotten, that wow, if they return to form, you've heard that a lot, or if they recover, they're really, really good. Well, you said the best ability is what?
Availability, of course.
Amen. Okay, so I'll jump down from the soapbox there and go to Aaron Robinson. He is 5'11", 90-pound cornerback. He went to UCF, a 4-star recruit that originally committed to Alabama. Aaron Robinson transferred to UCF and became the featured slot corner in 2019-2020 for the Knights. While he has some experience playing out wide, his best fit at the next level is likely the slot corner. Robinson is a versatile defender that can function in both man and zone coverage, and he will make run defense better with his ability to fill and defend the D gap. Robinson has the ability to become the featured slot corner in the NFL, and if we do decide to cut Coleman, we probably will need someone over there. But he will need to become more sure of himself in coverage and play the game with better angles. That doesn't sound good to me.
No.
Needs to be coached up, though. That's what? Hey, we got good coaches.
We got good coaches, though. We got
coach him up.
We got my man Aubrey Pleasant, and we have Aaron Glenn.
Yep. So I don't know. Considering that he's been in the collegiate level for 5 years, Robinson's value might be slightly diminished because there are younger prospects coming out who might present more upside. Okay, but this player looks to be someone that could be plug and play at the nickel in the NFL, not only with his coverage skills, but his instincts against the run and ability to attack the line of scrimmage. So his career totals were 109 total tackles, 81 solo tackles, 28 assists, 17 pass defenses, 0 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. So I like the kid. Like they said, he's a little old, and if I had to choose, I think I would go with Roche out of this bunch, to be honest.
For all these guys, I think I would say either him or Aziz. I like the outside linebacker because we need that those skill sets.
I watched a little bit on him,
and
he looks like the real deal. So, I mean, it's just, there's other people, and we're going to go through other contenders for the second round and the third round picks. It's just some initial guys to throw out there to get you familiar with some people so that you can make your mock drafts just a little bit better.
Hey, now it's time for Cooking with the Coaches. We have Anthony Lynn's presser. It has just some highlights of his offensive philosophy going forward.
I believe in this league, the defenses are too good to be one-dimensional. You know, you have to be balanced in your attack and your approach, and that's going to be our intentions. But at the end of the day, we just want to win damn games. And so if we got to throw it 50 times, we will. If we got to run it 50 times, we will. But we want to just focus on winning. Well, it will be. I think the offensive line on the offense side of the ball is the deepest position. So it will be an emphasis to, to run the football and run it efficiently, because I believe the more ways you can run it, the more ways you can throw it.
Hey, that's some quick work, man. Anthony Lynn puts it down. He says, really what Dan Campbell said in his opening press conference. If we have to run it 50 times, we'll run it. If we have to throw it 50 times, we'll throw it. And he says, the more that you can run the ball, the more that you can pass the ball in different ways. So I like his philosophy. It really marries up with what Dan Campbell thinks as a head coach.
And he also talked about running it in different ways. And I was pounding the table last year. Can we do something other than run it right up the middle? Because a lot of times it seemed like all we were doing is I was begging for a draw play just every once in a while. I mean, they did it. I can't remember, maybe 2-3 times the whole year, something like that. It was very low number. But they didn't have any creativity, I thought, in the run game. And he said, hey, I want to run it several ways, whatever works. And I like that philosophy. Yeah. Also with these coaches and these press conferences that came out, if I was a new player on the Lions, I'd be scared out of my mind. These people are intense.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell's biting kneecaps off, and and Glenn just looks like, they all kind of have this mentality that they're all beasts in their own right. I don't know, man.
Definitely.
Scary people.
I like the intensity that these coaches have. And it marries what the head coach is about, and you can see why they are on his staff.
Yeah, all kidding aside, though, but that looks like one intense staff that wants to win and has that desire deep inside to win. You can just see it. Mm-hmm. You can see it. And I hope it does change things here in Detroit. Now we're going to go to our new Detroit Lions news and rumors segment. And first, we have Detroit Lions sign the tight end, Elise Mack. Well, we signed a Mack, but it's not the one I wanted. Khalil Mack, sorry. To a reserve future contract. This is kind of a nothing burger, in my opinion. But Mack was one of the top high school tight end recruits in the country. He enrolled in Notre Dame for his college playing days. His career in South Bend started on a positive note during his freshman year, but after an academic suspension as a sophomore, he struggled once he was eligible to return. Even though Mack has played plenty of NFL, he has plenty of NFL potential. He's 6'4". He's 250 pounds. He's fluid. He has ball skills, inline blocking skills. He lacks refinement in his technical skills, and that led him to the side to sliding in 7th round on draft day. Ooh. Ouch. He was the 231 overall pick 2019 by the Saints, and Dan Campbell has coached the guy, so that's good. He was released and cut following the 2019 training camp. He signed a Saints practice squad, but only lasted like 3 weeks. Then he went 1 week to Pittsburgh, and he finished out the season on the Kansas City Chiefs practice squad, but he was not in the league during the 2020 season. He sounds impressive, and we can't wait to get him in Detroit.
Well, he's one of those guys. The futures contract guys is usually that guys that fill out the camp roster, to make that 90-man camp roster. So it's, it's not a big deal, but
no, it's a nothing burger, guys.
Yeah, you mentioned them just for the actual this news and transactions. All right, the Texans hires ex-Lions coach Dylan Thompson as a character coach. That's something. All right. The Houston Texans will hire Dylan Thompson to be the team's new character coach. It's a role Thompson has held in the Detroit Lions for the last 3 seasons. Several reports out of Houston indicate the hiring is imminent. Thompson was brought in by when Tricia resumed to help various off-field duties with the players. His he figures to do similar things in Houston, which has a former character coach and Jack Easterbay pulling the strings within the organization. You just something you just really don't see. We didn't see back in the day. Kind of players just kind of did what they wanted to do, but you bring in character coaches to make sure that players are kind of on the up and up. So
yeah,
I can get the position of need for that.
Part of it might have been translating Patricia's jerk to players, in a nicer way than he's actually putting it. But I don't know that to be true.
Yeah. What you got next, man?
We're having fun. It's a fun Friday, man. It's the last show of the week. So we're just goofing off, having a good time. Matthew and Kelly Stafford donate funds for Detroit-based educational center as a final thank you. I'll tell you what, they have left this city with class. Soon to be former Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford and his wife Kelly are teaming up with the Free Press's Mitch Album in developing a Detroit-based educational center as a final thank you before they leave for Los Angeles. Per a report from the Free Press, Stafford has pledged $1 million for this project, and Kelly has made the announcement via her social media account. See, I mean, he just keeps giving to this team, and you got some more stuff on him giving to this team last year.
Yeah. All right. Last one. Matthew Stafford details his long injury list from 2020. Okay, now this is coming from Lions Wire. Eric Slett, one of those guys over there. It's coming out of the interview he did on the exit interview he did with Channel 4. Matthew Stafford has earned his reputation as one of the toughest players in the NFL over the years, Teddy Bruschi. He proved that it was valid in the 2020 season that he saw him play every game despite suffering a ton of injuries throughout the year. Stafford detailed all of his injuries in an interview with Mitch Albom of the Detroit Free Press. It's a pretty lengthy list that impacted almost every part of his body at one point or another. He said, this past year was bad, he admits. I had a partially torn UCL in my right thumb. I tore the UCL on my left elbow, and on the second to the last play of the game in Houston that nobody knew about, trying to stiff arm a guy. So that's why I started wearing a sleeve on my left arm, because of all sorts of tape underneath it. It just to hold it in place. It was just put together with duct tape. I broke my cartilage in my 8th rib in Green Bay. I also tore something in the back of my left knee, and then and then I had a subtalar, okay, that's what it is, right ankle sprain. Stafford also admitted to Albom that he didn't want to speak about his injuries during the season because he knew people in Detroit were suffering through much worse with the off-the-field situations.
Wow.
Wow. All these injuries came in the season following 2 straight years where he had broken bones in his back. Stafford earned his status as one of the NFL's most valiant warriors in Detroit.
Yes, yeah,
just look at that, man. That dude was duct taped together for the
season. Still throwing touchdown passes.
And he's still, especially the last game of the season, there's no way in the heck that he should have played against Minnesota. Nope. And he strapped it up one more time to play in the city of Detroit because he loves the city. And
he sure did.
He mentioned that he is still torn to this day about leaving Detroit.
Yeah, I know. And it's something where, I think he'll come back for one when his career is over and sign maybe a one-day deal or something to come back here. I think that's going to happen. I really do. We'll wait and see. We'll see. Okay, we're going to your comments from yesterday, and LMM Brothers, a friend of the show, and he's in a lot of our premieres. Shout out to LMM Bros. What do you guys think of Penei Sewell at number 7? My thoughts are I don't think he's going to be there at 7. Yeah, he's an offensive tackle. He's probably going top 5, I think.
Yeah, he won't be there at number 7. We would have to trade up to get him, definitely.
Yeah,
I'll agree with that. All right, Bubba Bo. Bubba Bo is definitely a friend of the show. He's been in several of these comments. Popped a pair of headphones with Theory Link yesterday. Hey, we appreciate that, my man.
Thank you
helping us grow this channel. We really, really appreciate that.
Yes, we do. Ava Warmack says Juju would be an excellent addition to the Lions. He would be. I actually want Curtis Samuel more. I know that may sound crazy, but I do. He's going to be cheaper, and he's got that speed, and he can line up all over the field. I just think he does a lot more for our team than Juju would. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you 100%. All right. And I believe Curtis Samuel's faster than Juju Smith-Schuster. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too.
Rick Woods says, with Brown, it would all depend on his rehab from his elbow injury and if it will affect him. So his physical is the most important item.
Yeah.
Yes, all teams will look deep into this and that they want him. Juju started early and fast, but he has not been all that lately. I agree with that. With Chase Claypool, Johnson, Washington, and Ebron in the lineup, he wasn't even double teamed much and still regressed. Samuel will be cheaper, like Jim just said, and still young. But while we rebuild Gurley at the right price, why not if AP does not want to stay? But then again, why will Gurley want to come? Deuce Staley, Dan Campbell,
Coaching
and the
staff,
rest of those guys,
yeah.
and Anthony Lynn.
I think it's a draw for him. I do.
Yep, I think it is.
And I agree with a lot of what you said there, Rick. Really appreciate your comments too. Chad Ashley, who's always he's in our premieres. He's in our chat a lot. He goes, "Let's go Detroit" in capital letters. Yes, I think the future is bright, but not the short-term future. But yes, let's go Lions.
Definitely. All right. You know he's a friend of the show. Rod Love 313 says during the press conference yesterday, they were saying that the team they thought the offensive line was the deepest on the team. I believe that. So I don't think that they would draft one in the first round. We are so depleted. I won't mind a wide receiver at 7 because I think that's a top 4 need at the position. So.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to disagree with this because I do not think the offensive line is the deepest. I just don't. The reason I'm saying that is because I don't think we have that right line set. When you're starting Oday Abushi in that spot, you have Joe Dahl there, but you're not starting him. I don't know what's going on with that right side, but in a perfect world, we got Joe Dahl there. I think we've got Logan Stenberg at the left guard. You switch Jonah Jackson to the right guard if he's ready. That's a nice offensive line look. But I'm struggling with Big V. I haven't seen enough from him to know what he is really yet, and if he can play that right tackle position. So if I can draft me a right tackle, I'm drafting me a right tackle. I don't care what the money situation is because we ain't going to be competitive for a little bit anyway. Gives that guy a chance to really learn the ropes and stuff like that. And I don't know. I just think our offensive line needs to be improved because we need to have a running game, and we still didn't have a running game last year. Not to where we should.
I really think, to be honest with you, and to everyone, I think that we're in a position right now that the Lions, with having Jared Goff, they take the best player available at number 7 if they stay there. This is what I think.
And I think they will stay there. I really do. But we'll see how it goes. Lions really don't trade up a whole lot, but we have a whole new regime, so it could be a whole different situation.
There'll be some trade back. That's what I would do.
But you got to have a partner to trade back with.
And it's going to be hard right this year. I just think with COVID and the unproven commodities, you're not having a combine where you just having these, super pro days where it's going to be hard to evaluate talent up front and personal. So it's going to be a thing that's going to affect the trading up or down in the draft.
The question of the day today is, who do you think you would love to have in the 3rd round? It could be one of the 5 people we mentioned. It could be somebody else. But give us your number 1 guy that you want in the 3rd round of the draft. I don't know how many 3rd round picks we're going to end up with. We already have 2, depending on some of the comp stuff and depending on future trades. We may have more than that, but we'll see how it goes. But name me the number 1 guy that you want as a 3rd rounder for our Detroit Lions. Pretty simple. All right. Now we're coming to my favorite part of the show, the Dessert with Curt.
All right. Now this comes from Jeff Risen of LionsWire.com. Now we have been talking about big fella Romeo Okwara being a restricted free agent. However, we have to correct that. Jeff Risen posted an article this morning. He says Friday marks 5 days since the end of the 2021 Super Bowl. ending the playing portion of the 2020 season, which also means that Detroit Lions defensive end is now a unrestricted free agent.
Oh.
Okwara's contract he signed with the Lions in 2019 featured a clause that automatically voided the 2021 season effective 5 days after the conclusion of the Super Bowl.
Wow.
It was done to space out the salary cap hit when the team signed him to a contract extension back in March of 2019. As a result, the voided year will save the Lions about $900,000 of salary cap due to the signing bonus proration. So we know Okwara led the team with 10 sacks, 11 tackles for loss in 2020. He was the only Detroit Lion player to top 3 sacks for us and 6 tackles for loss during the 2020 season.
Well, unless they're thinking of a long-term deal, this was a really stupid move by the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, it was it was made by Disney to make sure we have enough salary cap space. So you're going to dump about almost $1 million in cap space with the last year being voided of his contract. So it brings them back to the table with having to then really negotiate with him on bringing him back to Detroit.
But now they have competition with other teams too.
Yeah, but
I don't like it.
I think with the having his brother on the team still is going to make it an attractive return to the Lions for
we'll see.
Romeo.
Money talks.
Yeah, money talks
in
and
certain
BS
situations.
walks.
We'll see. We'll see. This has been a really good show, guys. We really appreciate you rocking with us. We're trying to get to the content quicker in every show, so we're hoping that you're enjoying that. It was kind of a fumble Friday where we had a little fumbleitis of the show today, but that's okay. We're giving you content 5 days a week here at Lions on the Prowl, and extra shows. If you want to have that extra content, you can become a member, and that'll get you the emojis. That'll get you your being on the Wall of Fame and all the other things that we forgot today. But we will definitely get to that Monday. So I'm sorry about that, guys. We will get to that Monday. We'll post it right at the end of the show. But what you got, Curt?
All right. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And as always, like the videos, comment on the videos, share the videos. All of this helps us get this content to more Lions fans just like yourself. And join the family. Subscribe to the channel. And like Jim said, you can join up and become a member of the channel, just like the members of our Hall of Fame, Detroit Drew, Noma's J, and Dr. Detroit. And each one of those are on a different tier of a membership. So go ahead and click the Join Now button on your screen. So let's take a look at where we are. We are over at Skull Candy for our headphones. Shout out to Bubble Bow. Click the link down below. You can get you some quality headphones on that link, and a portion of the proceeds go to helping us grow this show. And we are on the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network. And if you can't watch the show weekdays 11 a.m. right here for our premieres, or check it out, you can get the audio version of the show down at the link below on bellyupsports.com. Right there on our page, they have a ton of podcasts over there and some hard-hitting articles. The network is growing every day. So if you're looking for a type of podcast, you can find it right over there on bellyupsports.com. Now it's time to get out of here. Hey, enjoy your day. It is Friday. We're going into the weekend. Relax. It's the first weekend of the off season officially. No football until the spring. We're gonna have still have some good content coming to you, but the actual NFL season is officially over. So enjoy your family, enjoy yourself, and go out and just have a relaxing weekend. And we'll be back right here on Monday morning with some fresh content for you right here on our channel. And whatever you do in life, you know what you got to do. You got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. From my man, Jim, right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.